Hi guys, I'm Tanmay and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we are going to be crocheting this adorable mesh tote bag. So the size for this bag is completely customizable. So you can crochet any size depending on what you want to use it for. So I kind of wanted the bag to be somewhat like a picnic bag or when I just casually go out for shopping. So it's perfect to store things as well because of the sturdy base that we're going to be crocheting. So you can use any yarn type and any hook size for this project. I have used two different hook sizes. For the base, I have used a 3.5 millimeter hook, and for the mesh pattern, I have used a 4.5 millimeter hook, and I've used a cotton yarn in white color. But like all of my projects, this project is also completely customizable. The size, the yarn that you use, everything is completely up to you. Just make sure not to skip any part of the video so you guys know exactly how to customize the project. So for this, we'll first be starting off with the base. And after we are done with the base, we're going to be building the mesh pattern and then the handles. So it's just in three stages. This entire project is extremely easy. It is a great project for beginners because the pattern is repetitive and you can easily learn your stitches, and you also get a great bag out of it. So grab your yarn and let's get crocheting this adorable tote bag. So to start off with the base for this project, we'll first be making a slip knot. So hold the end of the yarn like this, pull up the longer end and just make a X like this. Insert your hook into the space right here. Pull the second strand of yarn and just pull it. And then you can tighten it on the hook. So let me just show that once again. Hold the end of the yarn like this. Pull the longer end of the yarn and make an X like this. Insert your hook into the space and pull up the second strand of yarn and just make a knot like this and tighten it on the hook. So for the foundation chain, we are just gonna yarn over like this, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. So you're just gonna continue doing these chains for the foundation. One thing about this project that is different from the other projects is that the base is going to be a little longer than the foundation chain. So if you have 40 or 42 in your foundation chain, your base is going to be a little longer than that. Once we start building the base, you will realize what I mean. But for now, all you have to remember is that the base of the bag is going to be a little longer than the foundation chain. So the number of chains that you do in your foundation, keep them a few chains less than your desired length. So just maybe reduce 5 to 7 chains from your desired length so that the bag doesn't end up being too big and you get your desired length for the bag. So make sure to chain an even number. I am going to be chaining 40. So just maybe crochet up to 40 to 42 chains if you want it to be kind of like a tote bag. Like I said, make sure to do a even number and remember that the final length of the base is going to be a little bit longer than the number of chains that you do for the foundation. So here I'm done with my 40 chains. Now, just to give an example, this is how long my foundation is. But once I build the base of the bag, my length of the foundation will increase. So just keep in mind this particular point when you're crocheting the foundation. Just make it a little less than your desired length. Now, once you're done with the number of chains that you need, which is 40 for me, I'm going to crochet 2 more chains and then yarn over and insert my hook into the third chain. So skip 2 chains. If you guys can see, I'm going to skip the 2 chains from the hook and insert my hook into the third chain right here. And I'm going to be doing a half double crochet. So in this chain, we are going to be doing 6 half double crochets. The chain 2 that we did counts as one half double crochet. We just did another half double crochet. So I have to do 4 more half double crochets in the same chain. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all. So insert the hook, yarn over, pull through all. And the last one as well. So here you go. I'm done with my 6 half double crochets. Now for the rest of the row, I'm going to be doing 1 half double crochet in every chain except for the last stitch. So keep doing 1 half double crochet all along the row, but not in the last stitch. So just yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through all. Insert your hook into the next. So just keep doing this all along the row, and I'll meet you once I reach the end. So now as you can see here, I'm almost at the end of my row. So in the last stitch, we are going to be doing 6 half double crochets again, same as we did for the first stitch. So just yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through all. So we are going to be doing 6 half double crochets in the last chain as well. Yeah, so here I'm done with the 6 half double crochets. So this is how it looks right now. So for the next step, we are going to be doing half double crochets all along, but this time we are going to turn our work. So just turn your work like this, and you're going to be doing half double crochets like this. So this is how our work was before, and now we are just gonna turn it around like this. And if you can see, the single half double crochet that we did is right here. Now we are going to be doing the next half double crochet in the same chain space. So you can see that you have inserted this half double crochet in this chain right here. So just yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain, and pull through all. So we're just going to keep doing this all along. This chain space has a single half double crochet, and I've put another half double crochet right above it. So if you look at it, this is how it's gonna look, and this is the first row of the base once we finish it and reach this end. So one thing you have to remember when you're doing the base is, for example, I have done 40 chains, and my first chain and last chain has 6 half double crochets. So that's 40 minus 2, 38, and I should have 38 single half double crochets between these two stitches. So I'm just going to continue doing the half double crochets, and I'm going to meet you once I reach the end. So now here I have reached the end of my first row. I hope you guys remember the chain 2 that we did in the starting right here. So I'm just going to insert my hook into this V right here. So I hope you guys can see this V right here of the chain 2 that we did. We insert the hook in that, yarn over, pull up, and we just do a slip stitch like this. So here we are done with the first row. Now for the second row, we are going to be chaining 2. In this stitch in the first row, you guys remember we did 6 half double crochets. So now for the second row, in these 6 half double crochets, we are going to be doing half double crochet increase. So in this space right here, you just do a half double crochet, and in the same space we do another half double crochet. So this is basically a half double crochet increase. So that's one. So we have to repeat the same half double crochet increase 5 more times. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch again, yarn over and pull through. And then in the next stitch, another half double crochet increase. So far we have done it 3 times. Now we have 3 more times. So yarn over, half double crochet increase in the fourth stitch, then the fifth stitch, and the last one. So if you can see, it kind of maintains the shape of the base. So now we are going to be continuing half double crochet all along again till we reach the last stitch. So I'll show you how to tell that you have reached the 6 half double crochets of the other end. But for now, just continue doing half double crochets. So to figure out where the 6 half double crochets start for the other end, so if you can see here, I have these 2 half double crochets lined up. But if you look at the next one, I don't have a half double crochet next to it. And if you see from this half double crochet, all of it is in the same space. So this half double crochet right here is where my set of 6 half double crochets started for the row 1. Now once I reach that stitch right here, I am going to be doing half double crochet increases exactly the same as we did here. We're just going to be doing half double crochet increase 6 times. So in this space right here, we are going to be doing a half double crochet increase, just like that, and another half double crochet. Now once you're done the half double crochet increase in this space, just get a stitch marker and mark the first stitch of that increase. So when you do your next row, you can know where the curve is starting from, right? So just mark the first stitch of your increase and then half double crochet increase in the second stitch and the last stitch. So once you're done with the 6 increases of half double crochet in the 6 stitches, in the last increase, mark that stitch also with another stitch marker. So the reason I have marked this side and not this side is because this side, every time you end, you have to do a slip stitch right here. So you can figure out where the next row starts from. But when it comes to this row, there is, as you can see, there is no place that we can figure out. It all looks the same. So once we do this row and then we start the third row, we know that from here is where we have to start making the curve for the base. So now once you're done with this increase as well, now we are going to do half double crochets all along till we reach this end. So just yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through and do a half double crochet. So just continue doing this until you reach the end of the row. So now here I'm at the end of row 2 as well, and I'm just gonna slip stitch into the chain 2 that we made in the starting of the row. Now to start row 3, you have to follow the same pattern. So for row 3, we are going to be doing a half double crochet increase in the first stitch. So just insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop and do 1 half double crochet and 2. Now for the next stitch, we are going to do 1 half double crochet. That's it, just a single half double crochet. So for the 12 stitches in this area, we basically have to do a half double crochet increase and then a single half double crochet. So we just have to keep repeating this pattern. So in the next stitch, we are going to be doing a half double crochet increase, and then we are going to do a half double crochet. So that's 2 times we have done this pattern. We have to do it 4 more times. So half double crochet increase in this stitch, and then a half double crochet, another half double crochet increase, then a half double crochet, fifth one, increase, and then a half double crochet. So now this is the last 2 stitches, so we have to do a increase, and then a half double crochet. So if you look at this end, you can see that the shape is being maintained. And now we are going to continue doing half double crochet all along till we reach this stitch marker. So from this end till we reach the stitch marker, we are going to continue doing half double crochets. So just yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. And then you can keep doing this till you reach a stitch marker of the other end. So now here, as you can see, I have reached my stitch marker. So I just have one more half double crochet left. I'm going to complete that right now. And I'm just going to take the stitch marker off. And we're going to follow the same pattern that we did for this side. So in the first stitch, we are going to be doing a half double crochet increase. So just do 2 half double crochets in that stitch. And in the next stitch, we are going to be doing 1 half double crochet. So then you can just follow this pattern all along till you reach the other stitch marker. So I have to do a half double crochet in this stitch and then a single half double crochet. So that's 2. Then another half double crochet, increase, and then a single half double crochet. So another half double crochet, increase, then a single half double crochet. So I have to do this pattern 2 more times. That's half double crochet, increase, and a half double crochet. Last increase and the last half double crochet. So now once you're done with this, just trace back your first increase. So if you just look at the stitches, you can see that here you can see 2 stitches and here there's only 1. So as you know, we started with a increase. So in this increase, the first stitch, you can just insert your stitch marker again. And here take off the stitch marker from the previous row and insert it into the last stitch that you did. So same as last row, we have a track of the starting and ending of this particular pattern for this row as well. So now again, we are going to be doing half double crochets all along till we reach this end. So just yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. So just keep doing half double crochets till you reach this end. So now as you can see, I have reached the end of this row as well. So I'm just gonna do the last half double crochet. And then we follow the same pattern of slip stitching into the chain 2 space right here. Now for the fourth row, if you guys remember, for the third row we did half double crochet, increase, and then a single half double crochet. So for the fourth row, we are going to be increasing the number of single half double crochets. So what that basically means is in this stitch right here, I'm going to be doing a half double crochet increase. And then instead of a single half double crochet in the next stitch, I'll be doing 2 half double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So this is 1 half double crochet and then insert your hook into the second stitch and that's 2 half double crochets. So this is a pattern for the 3 stitches. So we do a increase and then we do 2 half double crochets. So an increase and then 2 half double crochets. We are going to follow this pattern all along. So now for your ease, if you want, you can also use stitch markers on this corner. So it'll be a little bit easy. So I'm just gonna insert a stitch marker in the first increase stitch. And then we have to repeat this pattern for 6 times as well. I hope you guys are understanding the pattern here. So we did a half double crochet increase and then 2 single half double crochets and then another half double crochet increase and then 2 single half double crochets. And then these set of 3 stitches we repeated 6 times. And then we continue doing half double crochets till we reach this end. So let me just show you how that is going to look. So just yarn over. Now we have to do a half double crochet increase. And then after the half double crochet increase, we do 2 half double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So now we have done this pattern the second time. So now for the third time, another half double crochet increase. And then 2 single half double crochets. So this is the third time, then the fourth, and the last time. So an increase, and 2 single. So as you can see, this is how it looks. And now from this end right here to the stitch marker that we did for the previous row, we are going to do half double crochets, and then we are going to repeat this exact pattern on this side as well. So half double crochet, increase, and then 2 half double crochets. And then these set of 3 stitches we'll be repeating 6 times. So I'll meet you once I'm done. So here now, as you can see, I've reached the stitch marker of the other side. I am just going to take it off, and I'm going to do a half double crochet increase in that stitch. And then I'm going to do 2 single half double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So here I'm done with that. And half double crochet increase again. So like I said before, you have to repeat this pattern 6 times or till you reach this stitch as well works. Also, don't forget to put back the stitch marker in the first increase that you did. Yeah, and then keep doing 1 half double crochet increase and then 2 half double crochets. And once you reach this stitch marker and you're done with your half double crochet increase and half double crochets, you are going to crochet till this end again, a row of half double crochets. So if you guys remember me saying, the length of the base is not going to be exactly same to the length of the foundation chain that you make. So if you guys can see, from here to here is the length of our foundation chain, but this extra on both the sides combined makes the length of the base. So our length of the base has increased by this much on both the sides as compared to our foundation chain. So just remember this when you are making the foundation chain, to make it a little less than your desired length. So I'll meet you once I reach here. So you just have to follow the same pattern till you reach this stitch and repeat it 6 times, a half double crochet increase and then 2 half double crochets, and then do a row of half double crochets till you reach here. So here I've reached the end of this row as well. I am just going to finish it off with a slip knot right here. So now for this row, we had done half double crochet increase in the first stitch and then 2 half double crochets. So you've put your stitch markers as well. Now for the next row, we are going to be doing half double crochet increase and then 3 single half double crochets instead of 2. So every time you do the next row, you just increase the number of single half double crochets. So like for row 4, we had 2 single half double crochets. For row 5, we will be having 3 single half double crochets. So just yarn over, insert your hook and do a half double crochet increase. And then we do single half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So that's 2 and 3. So we repeat this pattern 6 times. So these set of 4 stitches, that is a half double crochet increase and 3 half double crochets in 3 stitches. So this set of 4 stitches we repeat it 6 times. We do it on this end and this end as well, similar to what we did for the previous rows, just a little difference in the pattern. So the number of rows that you want to do in the base is completely up to you. You just have to increase the number of single half double crochets in this part of the base, and you can just keep doing half double crochets in this part. So you repeat the pattern 6 times and then you do a row of half double crochets, and then you repeat it 6 times again and then you do another row of half double crochets. So you can just keep doing this till you reach the desired width and length for your base, and I'll meet you once I'm done with that. I will be crocheting 2 more rows. So for row 5, I have 3 single half double crochets. For row 6, I'll be doing a half double crochet increase and 4 single half double crochets. I'll be showing you how to do that as well. For now, we're just going to get done with row 5. So that is half double crochet increase 1 and 2, and then 3 half double crochets. So like I said, just repeat this pattern 6 times. So here I'm done with the fifth rows one side. I still have to finish the row of half double crochets. One thing you guys have to remember is not to forget the stitch markers, because if you do, then it gets really confusing and you have to sit counting a lot to figure out where to start or where you left off. So just make sure you don't forget the stitch markers. And now I just have to do a row of half double crochets, then repeat this pattern, that is half double crochet, increase, and 3 single half double crochets on this side as well, and another row of half double crochets, and I will be done with my fifth row. Now for the next row, we are going to be doing a half double crochet, increase, and 4 single half double crochets instead of 3. So you do a half double crochet, increase, and 4 single half double crochets, and then you repeat that set of 5 stitches 6 times on this corner and this one as well. So you do half double crochet, increase, 4 single half double crochets, repeat that till you reach the stitch marker, and do a row of half double crochets for the sixth row. So now you can crochet the sixth row if you think you want to increase your base in length and width as well. But if you feel that this size of the base is enough for you, then you can stop here and start crocheting the body of the bag. But I will be crocheting one more row, that is half double crochet, increase, and 4 single half double crochets, and then follow the same pattern. So I'm just telling you guys the pattern for the sixth row, just in case you want to increase the length and width of the base. But if you're satisfied with the size of the base that you have right now, then you can start crocheting the body of the bag. So you just have to remember to follow the same pattern, that is half double crochet, increase, 4 single half double crochets for row 6. When you move on to row 7, you do 5 single half double crochets. So you can just use the same pattern to increase the size of the base, and once you reach your desired size, you can start crocheting the body of the bag. So now I'll be doing one more row, and then I'll show you guys how to crochet the body of the bag. So here, once you're done with the base of the bag, we are going to start building the body of the bag. So for that, once you do the slip stitch and finish the row for the base, we chain 2, and then we do a row of half double crochets, but in the front loop only. So once you're done with the chain 2, yarn over, and I insert my hook in the front loop only. So if you can see, every stitch has a back and a front loop. So instead of inserting my hook like this, like we normally do, I insert my hook in the front loop only. So I yarn over, insert my hook in the front loop, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through all. And then I keep doing this all across the base of the bag. Just keep doing rows of half double crochet so that you get a little sturdy build up. You can do 2 or 3 rows of the same thing all across. So once you finish the first row, make a slip stitch in the chain 2 space, and from the second row onwards, you don't have to insert it in the front loop only. You can insert it normally. So I'll show you that as well. For now, let's finish the first row and insert your hook into the front loop only and make half double crochets all along the base. So here, as you guys can see, I'm almost done with my first row of the half double crochets in the front loop only. And you can see that there's a little bit of a build up in the shape. And like I said, you have to remember to do this row of half double crochets in the front loop only. So that is like this. And once you're done with the last half double crochet in this chain 2 space right here, you're just gonna do a slip stitch. So when you put it down, this is how it's going to look. So to start the next row, I am going to do 2 chains, then yarn over. For the second row, we are going to do half double crochets normally, all along the base, not in the front loop only. We are going to do them how we normally would have. So just insert your hook through both the loops like this, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through all. So the reason we are doing this is that we get a little bit of a sturdy build before we start with the mesh pattern. So I'm going to be doing 3 rows of half double crochets like this. I'm already done with one, so I'm going to do 2 more, and then I'll meet you once I'm done to show you how to do the mesh pattern for the bag. So just continue doing row of half double crochets, and then once you reach this corner, you do a slip stitch, and then if you want to continue doing more, it's completely up to you. I think 3 rows would be perfect before I start the mesh pattern for the body of the bag. But if you want to do more or less, it's completely up to you. So I'll meet you once I'm done to show you guys how to do the mesh pattern for the bag. So here I'm done with the rows of half double crochet. If you can see, I've done 3 and this is how it looks. So it's given me a sturdy base for the bag, and now I'm going to start with the mesh pattern. So for the mesh pattern, I am going to change my hook from a 3.5 to a 4.5 millimeter hook. So for the base, we wanted the stitches to be tight since we want a sturdy base. But for the mesh pattern, we don't really need that. We want the stitches to be a little bit loose, not extremely loose as well. So that is the reason I increased my hook size, because for the mesh pattern, a slightly bigger hook actually makes the pattern look better. So I'm going to chain 4. Once I'm done with my chain 4, I'm going to yarn over, skip this first stitch right here, insert my hook into the next stitch and do a double crochet. So that's 1 and 2. So this chain 4 that we did counts as a double crochet and a chain 1, and then we do a double crochet. So after that, I'm going to chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, insert my hook into the next stitch and do another double crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops and pull through 2 loops. Then I'm going to continue this pattern all around, and this is basically the mesh pattern. So you're going to chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook into the next and do a double crochet. So chain 1, yarn over, skip a stitch, double crochet into the next. So this is basically how the mesh pattern is going to work. You chain 1, you yarn over, skip 1 stitch, do a double crochet in the next stitch. So the number of rows that you do will determine the size of the bag, because from now the rows are going to start building upwards. So depending on the size of the bag that you want, you can continue crocheting rows. Let me just finish the first row and show you how to continue with the second row as well. So here I'm almost done with the first row of the mesh, and I just have one more stitch to go, so I'm just going to finish that. And then once you're done with the mesh pattern and you reach the end of a row, you're just gonna insert your hook into this space right here, pull up a loop and slip stitch. So this is how it's going to look at the end. And once you're done with the slip stitch, you are just going to chain 4 like the previous row. This chain 4 counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. And then we yarn over, insert your hook into this chain space right here. Just skip this chain space because we already have a double crochet here. Insert your hook into this chain space and do a double crochet. So this is how we get to the second double crochet. Then we chain 1, yarn over, insert our hook into the next space. Now we don't skip a space, and then we insert our hook into the next space and do a double crochet. So you're just gonna do a double crochet, chain 1 and insert your hook into the next space. So just keep doing this all across. So you chain 1 and in every space you do a double crochet, and then you continue doing this all across. And in the same pattern, you can do as many rows as you want depending on the size of the bag that you need, and just continue crocheting the same number of rows. And once you're done with the body of the bag, I'm going to show you guys how to crochet the straps. So I'll meet you once I'm done with the body. So here I am done with the body of the bag. I am just going to chain one and we are going to fasten off. So now to start with the strap for the bag, the first thing that you have to do is count the number of spaces that you have on your last row. So just hold up to the space and count the number of spaces that you have on your last row. So since I have 62 spaces on my last row, I'm going to subtract since we need one space for the sides, and I'm just going to place my bag properly like this, if you can see, and I'm going to place a stitch. So if you can see, there's a fold right here. Yes. So in that space, I'm going to be placing a stitch marker. Now, without considering the space that I have placed my stitch marker into, I'm going to be counting 30 spaces. So since I had 62, I subtracted 2, that's 60, and then that divided by 2, since we have two sides, it's going to be 30. So I'm going to count 30 spaces. So till here is my 30 spaces. From this space, let's just make it more clear. So from this space to this space is my 30. So I'm going to put another stitch marker in the space next to the 30. So since this is the 30th space, I'm going to put a stitch marker right here. Let me just tighten this. So right here, I'm going to be putting another stitch marker like this. So now we have stitch markers for the two corners. So whenever we start the strap, we basically are going to start with a set of stitches and then we are going to be building up into somewhat like a triangle. So if I consider this side and I want my strap to start building from here, and then we are going to somewhat make it into a triangle so it reaches the width of the strap. So instead of starting the strap immediately, what we are going to do is we are going to build a little bit of a triangular base for the strap so it gives a little bit more of a sturdiness to the bag. So I want my strap to be starting out this wide, and then slowly I'm going to be decreasing it into the actual strap length that I want. I'll show you guys exactly how to do it. So this is total of 30 stitches. So I want my strap to be 10 spaces. So from the edge stitch marker that you have, from the next space, not from the first one, but from the next one. So if my stitch marker is in this space, I'm going to start counting from this. I want a total of 10 spaces. So I'm just going to place a stitch marker into this stitch right here. Now since we want the strap of both the sides to be of the same width and start off with the same width as well, we are going to say do the same thing here. Since we have the stitch marker in this space, I'm going to be counting 10 spaces from the next space. That's so I'm so that is this space, and then I'm going to place another stitch marker in this space right here. So my strap is going to start out this wide, and then I'm going to slowly build it up into a triangle and build the strap. So this is going to be for one side. Just to give you guys like a quick brief on how we are marking the straps. So the first step is to count the number of spaces that you have on your top row and then subtract two out of them because we need one space over here for the fold that we have in our bag, and then we are going to divide the leftover stitches by 2. So since I had 62 stitches, and then we're going to divide the leftover spaces by 2. So since I had 62 spaces, I subtracted 2, I got 60, and then I have divided 60 by 2, that is 30. And then I want my strap to be this wide. Like just the starting out of the strap, I want it to be this wide, and then we're going to slowly build it up. Now when it comes to crocheting the strap, we are basically going to be crocheting from this stitch marker all around to this. So now what you're going to do is you are going to turn your work, make sure the stitch markers are in place, turn your work like this, and then do this exact same thing that you did to mark these two green stitch markers. So considering this side from this space right here, you're just gonna count 10. So since I've done 10, you can do more or less, but I want it to be 10. So I'm gonna count to 10, and then I'm just gonna insert another stitch marker into that stitch. Yeah, there you go. And then we are going to do on the same on this side as well. From this stitch marker, we are going to be counting to 10, and then in that space right there, we are going to be inserting the stitch marker. So if you see, they are aligned well on top and bottom, the stitch markers. And what we're going to do is one strap is going to be crocheted from this stitch marker all the way to this one. So we start off with this side and then we crochet all the way here and then we go back like this. So we keep doing this, and to make the width of the strap smaller as we go, since we want it to shape somewhat like a triangle, we are going to be doing decreases. So how to do that, I'm going to show you now. So for the first step, just take out this stitch marker at the edge right here, okay, and make sure not to lose these stitch markers until we finish the first row. After we are done with the first row, it's fine, you can take the stitch markers off. So once you have taken out the other clip, you just turn over your work. Make sure you're starting in a way that you can crochet towards your left. So just start off with this side, take off the stitch marker and just insert your hook into that space right here. Grab the end of the yarn and insert it like this and just pull up a loop. Hold the end of the hold the end of your yarn tightly like this and just chain one. So now you guys remember that for the mesh pattern we used to chain 4, which used to be considered as one double crochet and a chain one. But since we want to reduce the width of this part to make it into a strap, we are going to be chaining only 3. And then you yarn over and then insert your hook into the next stitch and then you do a double crochet. So if you see, it kind of gives a triangle shape right here since there is no chain 1. So now the pattern after this stays the same till you reach the stitch marker. So after the double crochet, you chain 1, yarn over, do a double crochet into the next, yarn over, and then you do a double crochet into the next space, then chain 1, yarn over, double crochet, and then you keep doing this pattern, the same mesh pattern that we followed for the bag, until you reach the other side of the stitch marker. So by other side, I mean this particular side right here. Until you reach this side, you have to continue doing this mesh pattern. And once you reach that side, do not crochet into the last 2 spaces since we are going to be doing a decrease. So just crochet till you have 2 spaces left for the stitch marker. So let me show you what I mean by that as well. So now as you guys can see, I've reached 2 spaces away from the stitch marker. So I'm just gonna take the stitch marker off. Now in this last 2 spaces, we'll be doing a decrease. So for a decrease, you just yarn over, insert your hook into the first space, yarn over and pull through. Then you yarn over again, insert your hook into the next space, you yarn over and pull through. So then you will have 5 loops on your hook. So then you yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then pull through all loops. So this is how a decrease looks. If you see, we have combined these 2 stitches and it's become one space right here now. Then we follow the same thing that we did for the starting over here. We are going to chain 3 instead of 4. So we chain 3 and then we turn our work around and then we continue doing the double crochets, chain 1 and double crochet until we reach the other end. So now I've reached the other end and I have 2 spaces left. So in these 2 spaces, we are again going to be doing a decrease like we did for the previous row. So just yarn over, insert your hook into the first space, yarn over and pull through. And then yarn over again, insert your hook into the next space, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through all the 4 loops. So now if I place the work properly, you can see that the width has reduced right here. So you see that a little triangle is forming and we started off with this much, but we are at this much and this is just after 2 rows. So now for the strap, you're going to continue doing these rows until you reach a desired width. So once you keep doing this, the width of this particular portion is going to keep decreasing. And once you think that you have reached the width that you want for your strap, it can be probably this much or this much depending on what you want, then you stop crocheting these rows and then I'll tell you what to do for the strap. So I'll meet you once I'm done. So here I've just placed it in this manner for you guys to understand. Okay, this is where we started, and every time we do the chain 3 and the decrease on either end. So if you're starting the row, you do chain 3, and while ending the row, you do a decrease. From this width, it has reduced to this width. So I'm going to be doing one more row and then I'm going to start crocheting the strap. So now I'm starting the next row. So chain 3, and then I turn around my work like this, and I do, and then I do the mesh pattern. So chain 1 and then a double crochet in the next space till I reach the last two spaces of that row. So I have one more space to go, and then I've reached the last two spaces. So I'm going to be doing a decrease. So for a decrease, like I've mentioned, yarn over, insert your hook into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and then insert your hook into the space, yarn over and pull through, then pull through two loops and pull through the other four. So this right here is the width that I want for my strap. And you can keep crocheting if you want your strap to be thinner, or you can stop crocheting maybe a row or two before if you want your strap to be wider. But this is the width that I want for my strap. So from now on, I'm not going to do the decrease or the chain 3. So I'm going to chain 4, and then I'm going to turn my work around, and then I'm going to continue doing the mesh pattern like we did normally before. So just chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So like you guys can see, there's no decrease, there's no chain 3. I'm doing a normal mesh pattern, and I'm going to continue doing this until I reach a certain length for my strap. So now if you put this back to how it is, you can see that the shape has formed really well, and this is the width I want for my strap. So I'm going to start crocheting normal mesh rows, and like I said, there's going to be no decrease, there's going to be no chaining 3 to reduce. So I'm just going to continue doing this normal mesh pattern to a certain length that I want for my strap. So the length that you want should be half of the original length. So if you want your strap to say be 20 rows long, then you just do 10 here, because you are going to repeat this entire pattern on this side as well. So as you can see, I have not taken out my two stitch markers from here. So I'm going to start crocheting exactly this pattern on this side as well, and make sure to have the same number of stitches in the width once you're done with this side as well. And then we start crocheting this side. So you do 10 rows on this side and 10 rows on this side if you want your strap to be 20 rows. If you want it to be less or more, no matter what the length of the strap you want, just do half on this side and half on this. And then once you're done with both the sides, we're going to attach the straps together. So I'm going to show you how to do the attaching of the strap. But for now, just continue doing these rows till you reach half the length of your strap that you want, and then start on this side and do the same number of rows. So one thing you have to make sure is that the number of rows that you do on this side for the strap, so you do 8 rows. You should do 8 rows for the strap on this side as well. And these 8 rows are not considering the triangle shape that you have done. So as you can see here, for the shape to build up, I have done 7 rows, and then from the 8th row I've started my strap. So these 7 rows you should do exactly over here, 7 rows, and then from the 8th row start building up your strap. And the strap, the number of rows you do is completely different. You have to do the same number of rows for the strap on this part as well. So I will most probably be doing 8 to 10 rows for the strap alone. So I'll meet you once I'm done. So here, as you guys can see, I am done with the strap on both sides. Now all I have to do is just join these straps together like this. So to join these straps, we are going to be using this needle. So just take the end of your yarn, insert it through the hole, and then just make 2 knots just for the thread to be secure. And then you're just gonna have to make sure that the straps are how you're going to be wearing them, that is like straight. So just make sure you don't like twist it by mistake. Just hold them together like that. Okay. And then just use your needle and just you see that there are 5 spaces, yes? So make sure those 5 spaces align with each other, and then just insert the needle through one loop and then the other and just pull, and then do this through the space, then through this next stitch. So to insert it, you just basically have to these 2 loops. So of both this, you insert it like this and then just pull, and then you do it in the next space, and then in the stitch again like this. Just make sure you're not inserting them through this space but through the stitch on top. So just insert it through the stitch right here, if you can see this stitch and this stitch, and pull. If you want it to be secure, you can do 2 rounds like how I'm doing parts that we have to stitch. So I have this paranoia that the stitches are going to come out, so I always end up doing 2 rounds. And there you go. Here I'm done. Okay, so once you just adjust it a little, it looks like it's just a continuation and not exactly joined. So you just have to cut this off. So just take off your yarn from the needle. Once you take it off, just tie a knot and then you weave in the ends and then just cut the leftovers. So you can just weave in these ends, and there you go. You have the bag ready.